Welcome to Business Highlights with Cass News. I'm Tasha Senegal, and today's guest is Mr. Harris with Global Premium Source. Good morning, Mr.
Good
Harris.
morning. How are you?
Thank you as well for accepting our invitation
Right.
for interview. Let's get into some questions. Okay. What what would you explain about your business and what made what inspired you to start it?
Well, I decided to start my own business in the funding industry after working in the industrial industry for 28 years and retired out in that industry. Um, I went into real estate for a little while,
Okay.
and then I noticed in real estate that there was a need for funding and private money lending for people that want to rent properties, possibly
Okay.
uh, flip properties. Also, there's a need for student loans and different things like that. People that's going for different educations, different programs, different things that they want to get into,
Okay.
business startups and different things like that. So I decided to go.
And it was a demand there and you wanted to supply that need
Yeah,
pretty
it was
much
a
to your
demand.
community.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Okay, that's good stuff. What has been the biggest challenge you faced as a business owner?
But the biggest challenge is really getting it out there and people knowing that we have this available, especially at this facility. When I was talking to Mr. Stevens, he said that was a great product that they didn't have it at the time in the
Okay.
facility. From what I'm understanding, I'm the only one that's providing that service. So
Great,
he
great,
felt that it was a great need to bring it in
great.
here. And then we just have to really work together to try to get it out there and let
Exactly.
the public know that it is available.
And that is a need in the community as well because so many people do not know how to go out and research for these loans and these grants that they offer. So that is an amazing business you have going on there.
Yes.
How did you identify the need of the service? And I guess that pretty much answers that question again. But how did you identify it in the market?
Well, I went out in the market and then I started doing a survey and started studying different people that, they were into businesses. And then a lot of times they're applying for different grants to start up a businesses. And then there's so much red tape and different type of
Yes.
writings that you have to put it together. And then a lot of times people will get discouraged because the time strain and the red tape to go through the process that I was saying, well, maybe I can provide them maybe a temporary loan. So maybe when they get the grant, they could pay it back in that way. So I just looked at different avenues to really help people to get started without having to wait so long
Right.
to actually get some of those funding to come to us.
Let me ask you another question. Besides being located in Enterprise Business Center of Louisiana, do you have any websites, any online sources people can go look at your business and kind of reach out to you on a more basis?
Yes, well, we have our cards right here that they can go. Once they scan it, it takes them actually to the actual website,
Okay.
and then they can go and look at everything. If they want to apply, they can apply.
Okay.
If they don't want to apply at that time, they would like to speak to someone, then my number is at the bottom. They can
Okay.
call me and they can speak to me first before they can apply. And if they decide to go forward, then I can help them going forward.
Okay. Let me ask you, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs or CEOs that's starting a business? What kind of advice would you give them that's looking for that resource or that niche that they haven't quite yet figured out?
Right, that's a very difficult thing to do. I would say pray on it. Pray on it. Pray and ask God what direction that He wants you to go into. Because sometimes we have ideas, and some people give you a lot of things, a lot of suggestions that what is it that you like to do?
Mhm.
Okay. So what is it that you like to do may not be the path that God wants you to go in or the direction that He wants you to go.
Exactly.
So you have to search where God wants to send you.
Exactly.
And it may not be something that you like to do, but it might be that blessing that He has for you.
Right. And it's always a blessing to be a blessing to others.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what your business is
business.
doing, is really helping people that don't know how to go out there
That's
and
correct.
get that research for themselves. So you're basically like that middleman for them as well.
Correct.
The ones that don't have internet service at
Mhm.
home or just don't know how
Mhm.
to start up the internet, get on it and
Right.
truly apply for these loans and grants that's
That's
out there.
correct. That's
Is
correct.
it any other advice would you would give to listeners today that probably didn't know about your business, had more questions besides what I'd asked?
Yes, we also offer we do offer the loans also, but then we also offer where we can get you out of the debt. Say if you over leveraged in loans or credit cards, personal credit cards, or
Wow.
personal loans, we can go in and negotiate. Now it's not a consolidation, it's
Okay.
not a debt settlement. It's negotiating with your lenders on trying to drop some of those premiums that you have
Okay.
or that overall balance that you have on that loan that we can negotiate it, and then that gets you out of the high interest rate, and then you have a better monthly payment.
Now,
So so do that also.
would that consolidate all the payments into
No, it's not
one, or will it be
no, it's
okay
not consolidating,
individual?
and it's not a debt settlement. It's negotiation.
Okay.
So if you have a loan that's say $20,000, for example, and it's this loan that you're like, okay, I don't know, Lord, when am I finish paying for this loan?
Right.
We can go in and negotiate with that actual lender.
Okay.
Renegotiate. It's called renegotiating
Okay.
versus consolidation or debt settlement. So you
Okay.
renegotiate because a lot of times we're finding out that lenders, they're open to that. They'd
Right.
rather renegotiate that loan because if they do that, sometimes that stops the borrower from going into default.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes
So
a
if
lot
we
of
see the
sense.
borrower is having a little problem, they're a little slow on the payments, and we go in and we can try to get them to negotiate that, and that it cannot give them some, a easier payment to
Okay.
go with
Let me ask,
without default.
let me ask you another one. What's the lowest you have ever seen a negotiation go? Let's say on a 20,000, is it 50% off?
Yes, some of them we can go 50% to 80%. Yeah.
Wow. That's
I've seen them do about 60%.
wow.
I've seen them do between the 60 and 80%. The 50% is mostly like if they just like really in default. They
Okay.
just looking like they just cannot make no pay.
Okay.
And then it goes depends on how long they have been paying on it. So if they've been paying on it for about a year or two, then they'll look at it and see the track record. And everybody is different. It just
Okay.
depends on the individual. So they just look at what they have on at the time.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Harris,
Oh,
for your
you're
time today.
welcome. No problem.
Again, guys, Global Premium
Global
Source.
Freedom Source LLC.
Would you like to give our guests any more
Yes,
information?
Global Freedom Source LLC. We're right here, located right here in the center at Suite M6. You can reach our phone number at 877-440-0022.
Thank you again, Mr. Harris. This is Tasha Senegal with Cass News. Visit us at cassnews.com for more daily interviews.